jump across the fence. Somebody stole a beer truck, it don't matter who it was. Grab a can and drink it up, best keep your mouth shut. Man, we're good to go, yeah, we hit the mother load. There's more than enough for all of us. Somebody stole a beer truck. You can holler at the moon, go splashing in the creek. You can get as rowdy as you damn near wanna be. But don't build a bonfire, we don't need that attention. Ain't nobody driving home, not in our condition. Somebody stole a beer truck, it don't matter who it was. Grab a can and drink it up, best keep your mouth shut. Man, we're good to go, yeah, we hit the mother load. There's more than enough for all of us. Somebody stole a beer truck. We parked it over here, we parked it over there. We parked it in the barn, yeah, we parked it everywhere. The party went on all night long, till all the beer was gone. Somebody stole a beer truck, it don't matter who it was. Grab a can and drink it up, let's keep your mouth shut. Man, we're good to go, yeah, we hit the mother load. There's more than enough for all of us. Somebody stole a beer truck. Somebody stole a beer truck. Oh, back it on up. Somebody stole a beer truck.
Yeah, boats are cool, but Jeeps are better. Well, I ain't rich, but I damn sure wanna be. Just empty every pocket is a term that works for me. I wish I had a custom Jeep that I named Bucket, and I was sitting on some rocks with some Tress and Gussets. I know everyone says the money can't buy happiness, but it can buy me a Jeep. It can buy me a four-wheel drive. It can buy me a Terraflex lift, long arms, and some big mud tires. Yeah, I know what they say, money can't buy everything. It's plain to see that it could buy me a Jeep. They call us redneck, white trash, and blue collar. We could change all that if we had a couple $1 million. And I keep hearing that Hummers on the route of all evil, and you can't pass the station with an eye in your needle. I'm sure that's probably true, but owning a Hummer ain't never cool when you can buy you a Jeep. You can buy you a four-wheel drive. You can buy you a Terraflex lift, long arms, and some big mud tires. Yeah, I know what they say, money can't buy everything. It's plain to see that it could buy you a Jeep to wheel down in a holler in some mud. I hear the Powerball lottery is sitting at 100 mil. Well, that could buy me a new set of tires and wheels. It can buy me a Jeep. It can buy me a four-wheel drive. It can buy me a Terraflex lift, long arms, and some big mud tires. Yeah, I know what they say, money can't buy everything. It's plain to see. It can buy me a Jeep. Yeah, I know what they say, money can't buy everything. It's plain to see that it can buy me a Jeep.
ignition. All the cops were buzzing from somebody's bad decision. Call everyone you know, we found the evidence. Just don't let them see you when you jump across the fence. Somebody stole a beer truck, it don't matter who it was. Grab a can and drink it up, best keep your mouth shut. Man, we're good to go, yeah, we hit the mother load. There's more than enough for all of us. Somebody stole a beer truck. You can holler at the moon, go splashing in the creek. You can get as rowdy as you damn near wanna be. But don't build a bonfire, we don't need that attention. Ain't nobody driving home, not in our condition. Somebody stole a beer truck, it don't matter who it was. Grab a can and drink it up, best keep your mouth shut. Man, we're good to go, yeah, we hit the mother load. There's more than enough for all of us. Somebody stole a beer truck. We parked it over here, we parked it over there. We parked it in the barn, yeah, we parked it everywhere. The party went on all night long till all the beer was gone. Somebody stole a beer truck, it don't matter who it was. Grab a can and drink it up, let's keep your mouth shut. Man, we're good to go, yeah, we hit the mother load. There's more than enough for all of us. Somebody stole a beer truck. Somebody stole a beer truck. Oh, back it on up. Somebody stole a beer truck.
Yeah, boats are cool, but Jeeps are better. Well, I ain't rich, but I damn sure wanna be. Just empty every pocket is a term that works for me. I wish I had a custom Jeep that I named Bucket, and I was sitting on some rocks with some Tress and Gussets. I know everyone says the money can't buy happiness, but it can buy me a Jeep. It can buy me a four-wheel drive. It can buy me a Terraflex lift, long arm, take some big mud tires. Yeah, I know what they say, but it can't buy everything. It's plain to see that it could buy me a Jeep. They call us redneck, white trash, and blue collar. We could change all that if we had a couple $1 million. And I keep hearing that Hummers on the rhythm all evil, and you can't pass the station with an eye in your needle. I'm sure that's probably true, but owning a Hummer ain't never cool when you can buy you a Jeep. You can buy you a four-wheel drive. You can buy you a Terraflex lift, long arm, take some big mud tires. Yeah, I know what they say, money can't buy everything. It's plain to see that it could buy you a Jeep to wheel down in a holler, race some mud. I hear the Powerball lotto is sitting at 100 mil. Well, that could buy me a new set of tires and wheels. It can buy me a Jeep. It can buy me a four-wheel drive. It can buy me a Terraflex lift, long arms, and some big mud tires. Yeah, I know what they say, money can't buy everything. It's plain to see. It can buy me a Jeep. Yeah, I know what they say, money can't buy everything. It's plain to see that it can buy me a Jeep.
Good morning and welcome to another episode of Bubba's Garage. Guys, today I'm here with a special guest, my wonderful daughter. Guys, we kind of did this impromptu. This is kind of, well, honestly, we don't know what we're doing. We're actually testing some equipment out. So, guys, no matter where you're at out there today, do me a favor, leave a comment. Tell us where you're joining us from. Today, we're going to kind of catch up on a lot of things. If you remember, gosh, Shelby, how long has it been? It's been like
3-4 years since COVID.
Since COVID, we started our first ever podcast. We only did, gosh, I think it was like 13
or 14.
Actually, the title, it's in this title. This is 15. So we did 15 different podcasts that we did during COVID. And we covered a lot of different topics. I think one of the last one was with Kevin, where we covered, we talked about it was a survival kit. We talked about the survival kit, and that was really good.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
But I think, honestly, the reason I'm running this one is because, one, it's been a really long time and want to do some catching up a little bit.
Right.
But not only that, I got a ton of footage that I haven't had a chance to edit. So we got the Broken Nomad. That's Kevin right there joining us from San Antonio, Texas.
What's
Kevin,
up, dude?
man, it's really nice to talk to you. It's really funny because we were just talking about that. The last episode that we did, episode 14, I believe it was your emergency, your first aid kit, your survival kit. That was the last episode that we did. We need to have you back as a guest. I need to find out if you're out there on the road again. I know the last time we talked about that, he said that he was doing a van conversion. I know that probably changed.
Oh yeah.
But he was doing that van conversion. He was going to hit the road for a little while. So, man, it's really, really nice to have you. I really appreciate you joining us today.
Yeah.
I mean, so we're testing out some equipment. We've been using this equipment for a while. I would say about a year, maybe about a year. But we haven't really used it to produce a live stream or anything like that. Mainly local recordings, and right now we are definitely local recording this stuff. So again, it's just testing things out. We've relocated. So now we're at a totally different HQ.
Yeah.
And honestly, the HQ doesn't allow me to play with my Jeeps very much. I mean, they just really don't. 90% of the time, it's garden work, it's renovations, it's repairs. I mean, here we are coming to you live this Sunday, right here, right now. And Bobby and her team readjusted. So guess what?
Quite a bit.
They're working today. They're working today. And so Bobby said, either you coming to work with me or you're going to have to you're going to have to produce some content and get back into that. And that's where my passion's at is our videos and things that we do on the Bubba's Garage TV YouTube channel and things like that. I just love that stuff. I just wish that I had more time to dedicate to it. And now being at this new HQ, it's lawn maintenance, fixing and repairing. We got an entire garden now. How many did we build? Troughs. I think we built four of
troughs.
them. 4 of them. So we got a lot of veggies and things like that we're tending to. Just did a harvest yesterday, and I got some lettuce and chives. You harvested. What'd you harvest? You got a whole bag of it in there.
Oh,
I tasted it.
That was at school.
Kale. Is it kale?
I was in a class for gardening, and I harvested kale, some of the kale, with 4 carrots.
She got a pretty big harvest on that kale, though. I didn't know that was going to grow very well here in Texas. I didn't know at all. So let's see. Just started rebuilding the van with a different layout. Came off the road last month to spend summer with AC in an apartment. Hey, man, I don't blame you. We were actually, we took a trip. This is when we did our big cross-country trip. When we headed way, way up north, we took our rig. And the AC, I didn't know it at the time, but the AC didn't work. And I think we were in it was like a Corps of Cadets place, no power, none of that kind of stuff. So it wouldn't even matter if we would have plugged it in. man, it was hot. It was a hot box. I mean, so much so that I think we left there. It was like way up north Dallas area.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now.
We packed up like at midnight and we just went ahead and kept traveling. I mean, I missed the whole like Arkansas area because it was dark. I didn't see anything.
We had to drive for the rest of the night, if I recall.
Yeah, all night, and went ahead and drove the rest of the day. So, yeah, that heat, man, it'll get you quick. It really will. So yeah, I'm glad that you're getting an apartment, to stay cool. Man, last year here in the state of Texas, it was crazy. It was really, really hot last year.
Oh my God.
And again, we just bought the new HQ, right? So we didn't have we had a 6x9 patio, literally 6x9, and man, that sun goes down on that backside of that patio.
It goes down like right at you.
It was blistering, guys. And y'all know, I mean, if y'all follow us right here on Bubba's Garage, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We do the griddling. We do the backyard barbecue. We do our cooks for our meats like every 2 weeks. And, man, it just got brutal. So needless to say, we built like 1,000 square foot patio. And so now I feel a little bit better about that. Yeah, and you're absolutely right, especially down here in South Texas. For most of the folks that are following us out there, I mean, we are located in pretty much a south central location.
Slightly south.
Yeah, of Texas. So Kevin is much further south than we are. Much further south than we are. So, guys, if you have any questions, comments, definitely leave them in the description or in your comment section there. I don't know if you're watching this live on Facebook or YouTube. Leave us a comment. If you have any questions, post those down below. We'll definitely do the best that we can to cover some of those. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to try to do this a little bit more, but I think what I'm going to do is I want to change it up. One of the things that we noticed last time from doing these was we had a schedule, and being live and creating a schedule was really hard. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, we did 14 weeks of it. Bobby joined us, and she may join us from time to time as well. But we did 14 of them back to back, week after week, and a lot of times committing to that schedule is really hard for us because business, work, everything changes daily. So it was really hard. So I think sometimes we will do those offline and then publish them later. I think it just depends on the guest and things like that. Let's see. Any comments that we have over here?
Broken Nomad went to AZ for a few weeks ago, and the van before the teardown, and it was awesome.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, we're planning something this year. I don't know if anybody's listening there that are in Texas. I know Kevin is, and there is the Expo, Texas Expo this year. We plan to hit Texas Expo, but right after Expo, we're going to be running all the way up through New Mexico, up into Colorado, and I think somewhere mid-northern Colorado, we'll turn around and head back south. So that's kind of our plan right now. We were looking, I'm just going to be quite honest, we were looking to go to Hawaii. And Bobby ran some math, and man, I'll tell you what, that ain't happening. Not right now.
Yeah, I was going to say Hawaii.
Yeah, she didn't know. Shelby did not know that we were talking about Hawaii, but we need a break. I mean, you guys know, we've been running 90 miles a minute ever since we relocated to the new HQ, and we just haven't had a break. We got something exciting coming up this month, actually. Actually, you're smirking, so you know what I'm talking about. I'm looking over at Shelby for the folks that aren't watching this on video. But Shelby's graduation is coming up this month, latter part of this month. So that's gonna be exciting.
And I'm starting to feel it, man. It's starting to get real.
So now she has to get a haircut and a job. You know that song, get a haircut and get a real job. I don't know if you guys can see it if you're watching on the video, but my hair is about as long as Shelby's.
Yours is a little shorter.
But I'm gonna get it cut. It's shorter. My hair looks good. No, not really.
I'm jealous, man.
Not really. I am gonna get it cut really soon. Actually, I've been asking Bobby to cut it every night, and she won't do it. So I got to get it cut before the graduation so I don't look like a Bubba.
I want to get mine cut before graduation.
You should. It looks pretty rough. I mean, you don't have a lot of hair there. I mean, you
want
cut
it shorter.
It's going to get.
I can't handle all this.
It's definitely going to get shorter. Let's see. What do we got here on the comments? It's like, I can't. I don't know if I'm just seeing them late or Shelby seems to see the comments a lot sooner than I do. Says congratulations, Shelby. Thank you for that. I noticed when I key up the comments. The comment shows over top. It doesn't clear my tags for Bobby and Shelby. So we'll y'all know who we are. Y'all know who we are. But I have a whole list of like videos that we've been wanting to do.
Oh yeah.
There's like and the thing is we got a lot of content that we haven't produced. But we have. There's a lot of people are asking about our flagship one videos. And, honestly, guys, I'm getting a lot of bashing on that video. I mean, saying I was sponsored. Guys, I'm just going to be quite honest with you. I was not sponsored. I bought it just like anybody else. And I put it in. It worked. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, and the funny thing is I did that twice. I installed that. And it worked just fine. So I don't know. That video, I'm just getting a lot of bashing on that. And then we get a comment on our best top Sunrider for soft top. I've gotten a ton of those as well. Farm Boys Garage reaches out and says, congratulations, Shelby. And congratulations on the new homestead, Chris. Yeah, hey, thank you, man. I mean,
thank you.
Been waiting on that for a really long time, to make that move, I guess. COVID was not the right time, and even after COVID wasn't the right time. I mean, if y'all ever want to do an episode to talk about the fiasco, I'll call it a fiasco, that we went through to actually make that magic happen. Look, I've bought a lot of places, a lot of houses in my lifetime, and this was probably like one of the hardest ones, I guess. I don't even know if it was really hard. It was a big fiasco.
Yeah, it was like crazy.
It was a nightmare, guys. I mean, so if y'all, we need to do a special episode just on that and bring Bobby in and maybe all three of us sit here and we talk about all of that because going through that really shut us down. When I say shut us down, it was, work. The business had to keep running, things like that. But at the same time, you're trying to find properties and you're trying to, we'll save that for a later one. Any new mods on the Venturis lately? Actually, let me think about that for a minute. There are mods that you guys probably don't know about. I wouldn't say that they're new. I mean, we do have our entire power on that whole thing. If you remember way back, we did that dual battery kit on the winter edition. And when we did that, we wired full accessory directly to the 7-pin on the Venturis. So the Venturis has a switch panel inside of it, and you can run a fan, you can run whatever you want off that 12-volt accessory from the Jeep without ever having to turn the key on or anything like that. So that has been a blessing for us.
It's awesome.
Especially without power and things like that. We can show up, turn that thing on, and of course it obviously runs the fridge from the Jeep as well. So what we did is we have an Apollo Intech source control system, an 8-switch in there. We ran that directly to the second battery. So everything runs off of that second battery. So the fridge will run off of that, and the 7-pin obviously is directly wired to that battery. And I think that's the kind of the biggest mod, that we did is that 7-pin, and we have underbody lighting.
Oh, yeah.
Which it's really a good, that's really only the only light you need. You turn that light on, it lights up the ground, lights up your campsite and stuff like that. And that underbody lighting, I'm going to tell you, if you have a Venturist out there, I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
It changes everything. You get that underbody glow, and it actually fans out because the Venturis is so high off the ground that it fans out a pretty good ways.
Quite far.
Yeah, it really does.
I'm surprised.
So I think that's it. That's the only one, right? Excuse me. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I think that's so.
I think that's the only one. Now, I will say this. We do need to talk about it because when we were at the other place, we had that Ventura stored out in the sun 24/7, all day, every day. Every day. And people would comment all this kind of stuff about sun fading, all this kind of... Guys, I've never had a problem with it. The thing is made out of composite. It's never going to rot.
No.
You know what I mean? Let's see. We got a couple of comments here. Frizz1948 says, good to see you again. I have a Sunrider top on my 2014 JK Rubicon 2. Ooh. Your ARB compressor video helped me a lot. Thanks for your install. Hey, nice to see you. I'm glad that video helped you. We did end up changing something on that ARB install, though. The wiring, the way that we did it for the sake of the video was more of a, can you do it this way? And yeah, you could. And we did, and we left it that way. I did end up running my harness all the way directly to the battery and then running the switch through the Apollo. That way I can run it for a much, much longer period of time without ever having to do anything. And the biggest reason for that was because I was tying it to the dual battery kit. But I want to ask this question. Your Sunrider, how long have you had it, and what is your experience with it? Because I've gotten a lot of comments on that Sunrider. Shelby and Bobby use it like crazy.
Yeah.
I'd have to go back and check when that video was done. That video was a really long time ago. A really long time ago. Guys, it looks brand new. I mean, it literally looks brand new. But here's the kicker. The comments that we're getting on that video is everybody's saying, oh, well, they've had theirs for umpteen billion years and it's never leaked or anything like that. And I get it. I respect it. I'm totally okay with that. Bobby's has leaked since the day she got it. And a lot of people chalk that up as I just did a bad install. I've taken it off, redone it 3,000 times. It still leaks. But don't get me wrong, it doesn't leak bad. I mean, how much water do y'all get in there? Maybe on a really
several big drops of water, that's it.
Yeah, it's not a ton, right? I mean, when Shelby pops in, the floorboard's a little wet, but I don't know. I guess I've owned a lot of Jeeps in my lifetime. I've never owned one that never did leak or eventually didn't leak. I mean, even my winter edition. I mean, I get a really bad storm, I'll have a leak on it, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it'll dump on her in the back seat sometimes if I'm parked at an angle and then we get in there, it'll dump. It does, though. It really does.
That shows how the day for me is going to go.
Yeah, probably.
It's a bad open.
Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like I need to do a video on that and do an update after umpteen years just to kind of talk about that. Now, we do use some sealant that helps keep water out of it, but it is what it is. But a lot of people are bashing that video as well. Let's see. Broken Nomad says, I'll be adding the ARB compressor as well. Just not sure where I'm putting it yet. You got a lot of options in that van, for sure. You won't have a problem finding a location. I highly recommend the ARB, by the way. Now, this isn't the dual one. This is the smaller one. And now, if you're looking for high volume, don't expect to get that out of it. Now, but if you want pressure, I'll tell you what, it'll air up those tires from 0 to fully. I think I did that in a video, and if I didn't, I probably should have. But it's like maybe a minute and 20 seconds. It doesn't take long. Highly recommend it. It's a really good setup. Looks like you're also let's see, the new roof on them is great. Oh, yeah, the composite from the Venturist is what you're talking about? Yeah, that composite's really nice, but maybe you're talking about that new fiberglass shell that they're putting on top of that, the new cap. Shelby doesn't know a lot about the new updates on the Venturist. I communicate with Justin quite a bit, And what about this? What do they call? He's got a little. I don't know. They came out with a new one. I forget what they're calling it. It's a new Venturis with the tent thing on the top. That's what Shelby's going to get when she hits the road because she's not taking my Venturis.
Oh, heck yeah.
So y'all probably don't know this. Let's see. What else we got here?
Frizz. I've had it about 3 or 4 years ago. So far, okay. Live out in the desert, so I don't see much rain out here.
Okay.
I did put some foam strips on top of the door. For so far, no leaks.
Yep. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Those little foam strips up there. I know exactly what you're talking about. That's good to know. I mean, you've been running yours for 3 or 4 years, and you're not having a leak at all. Does it still look brand new?
Yeah,
that's one of the things. Look, Bobby always wanted one. I really never cared for it. But when she wanted it, I bought it for her. I mean, and well deserving. I was a little disappointed in the price and how much that thing was. I was a little concerned on how long it would last. If you go out and look at it, does it look brand new? I mean, it is that top on that thing. For as old as it is, being out in the sun, guys, we don't keep our cars in the garage.
I mean, a little dust on top of it so far. It just looks.
That's called dirt.
New.
It just needs to be washed. She just told y'all live right here that we need to wash our cars. I don't think I've washed.
His words, not mine.
I don't think I've washed any of the cars in a really, really long time. They're made to be dirty, but it looks like brand new.
Yeah.
I mean, literally brand new. I'm very pleased with that purchase. Now, I will say this. I've had to replace 2 rivets in it, I think. That's it. And I think I did a video on one of those rivets. And then here recently, probably 3-4 weeks ago, actually, I had to replace another rivet. Not the one I put in, that's for sure, but another rivet nonetheless. So Broken Arrow says, Broken Nomad, sorry about that, says, yeah, one please, the fiberglass roof that they're putting on there. I love that design. And I remember talking to Justin when they were coming out with it, and this was before it was released and stuff. And it is a phenomenal design. Really impressed with it. Yeah, and then the other one that they have is that half-high V-Series. Yeah, it's kind of like and you could build a little galley or something like that in and put you a rooftop tent on the top of it. If I had my computer plugged in, I would throw that up on the screen so others could see it. But I don't. This is impromptu. Honestly, I didn't even know Shelby was going to be joining me. I just wanted to jump on, say hi to everybody, do some catching up, talk about some of this other stuff.
I didn't know you were going live, so I could just say I wanted to say hi.
She didn't know, and so this was
this is very last minute.
Very last minute. So much so that the audio is you can't see it. I'd have to get another camera, but we've kind of had to move the desk around a little bit.
We had to move some things around.
So if you follow us like on Facebook or Instagram or we don't really post on Twitter that much, but let's say Facebook or Instagram, you've probably seen some pictures of the studio that we have set up here. So we have a full-fledged half green screen. So that is a green screen behind me. And you could probably see really close right about there. The lighting is off, and that's because I didn't plan for this location. So I'm very ill prepared, so I greatly apologize.
Frizz, it looks new. I have the better top. Forgot what it was called.
Yeah, it's like twill. Is it twill or something like that? I think they call it. Maybe it sounds familiar. I think it's twill, but yes, that's the same thing we did. If the other one, I don't have any experience with the other, the cheaper one. I'll call it the cheaper one. If I did, I could compare it better. But at this rate, I highly recommend that twill. It is well worth it. I mean, like I said, it looks new, guys. We don't put any of our Jeeps in the garage. I mean, and we just had tornado blow through here just Friday. Was it Friday night? Saturday night?
Yeah, Friday night.
Friday night. Yeah, it's Friday night because today's Sunday. And, man, it was pretty brutal. Wasn't it? It was pretty scary, actually. I learned a lot of lessons.
There was more than cats and dogs raining out there.
Oh, yeah.
Just say that.
It was crazy. I mean, I spent all day yesterday going and picking up branches and sticks and things like that. So we don't ever parked them in the garage. And we did not even store our Venturist in a garage until we bought the new HQ.
Yeah.
We just didn't. It stayed outside. Sun fading, drying means you got to go in and replace the silicone around your windows and stuff like that after it's been sitting out for a while. Now it's in a barn, and I don't know. I got the barn, so might as well use it, right?
Yeah.
No reason to leave it outside. Frizz says twill. Yeah, I thought that's what it was called. So, yeah, I mean it's been a journey. And I'm not gonna lie, we still don't have everything set up here. Bobby and her team are working today, just down the deal. This whole side of the new HQ is pretty much offices. So they're over there working now.
Offices and studios.
Yep, pretty much. The tornado. It touched down here a quarter mile from me, but luckily no hail damage on the van or panels. That's awesome.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't get anything on. Man, I'll tell you, with those, there's so much surface area on a camper van, right? You know. But yeah, it was. I went out. I did a bunch of video recording of the circulation and things like that. And I usually like watching stuff like that, and you could see it, and it was very dramatic, and it wasn't slow. You know,
No.
it was. I just knew that it was going to come. It was going to come down, and I was going to have it on footage, right? But it didn't. It just stayed there, and then 15 minutes past us, it hit the ground. It touched down. So that's scary. I learned a lot from that, I think, from the new HQ, and that is I'm ill prepared. When you have a major storm or anything like that, we don't have internet. Internet doesn't work when that happens.
No.
Cell phone signal's already sketchy. Not as bad as the other place, but it is sketchy.
It's you'll be lucky if you get a bar.
Yeah. So communication with the outside world in the event thereof an emergency kind of sucks.
It's kind of tricky.
Yeah. I'm very ill prepared. I need to focus on that. I really do.
Frizz, I only use it in the winter months out here. Summer is too hot, temp over 100. Live
yeah.
in Palm Springs, California.
Yeah. Bobby used hers quite a bit on the short pedal jumps. And I call it pedal jumps. It's, a few miles down the road. You're not breaking 70 miles an hour, that kind of thing. Round through town, pretty much.
Like in town.
A grocery run, maybe.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. But she loves it. I would say that since we moved to the new HQ, more remote, she probably uses it less.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a lot more highway driving now. So, if you're just now joining us, please leave a comment down below. Let us know that you're here. And if you don't mind, tell us where you're jumping in from. I don't have a setup that tells me how many people are live in any one area. We used to, but we don't. I don't need to know. If you want to share or make a comment, feel free to do so. We'd love to know where you're jumping in from. I know Farm Boy was from Georgia. Broken Nomad is here in Texas. Frizz. Where was Frizz? Is it
in
Arizona?
Palm Springs, California.
California. Got it. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we got some good buddies over there. Y'all probably know, most of y'all here probably know Jesse Rizzo. Really good friend of ours in the taco world, in the Tacomas. We collaborated on a bunch of stuff as well. Nomad says 4 watching. I'm glad we're breaking land records here, by the way. If we got 4 watching. But that's okay. That's all right. I mean, in the end, somebody can come back. They can watch this and replay. Maybe some of those items that we talked about from those YouTube videos and things like that, maybe we end up creating a dedicated video to talk more about them. I don't know. Like I said, we really wanted to launch this up to kind of catch everybody else up. And I have a lot of footage unedited. I just don't have the time. And maybe the next episode will be more dedicated to a specific topic. And we can plan a little bit better. I'd really like to do these weekly, if at all possible. And I really think it'd be a good idea to do that Sunrider soft top discussion because we are getting a lot of comments on that one and the flagship one. I don't know if y'all have seen that flagship one, but I'm just getting brutal. I mean, people are being brutal. And I do the best I can to respond, but I'm not going to take the negativity. There's just no point in that. None of the stuff that I do is sponsored, and if it was, I'd let you know. Something exciting y'all probably have also seen on maybe our Instagram or I don't think I have a YouTube video on it, but maybe at least on Instagram or at our website at bubbasgarage.tv is Shelby is kind of venturing out into the I'm
venturing off into Instagram.
She's doing this whole art thing, and so I don't know if y'all have seen her art. Her art's phenomenal. If you go to our website at bubbasgarage.tv and you go into Shelby's art gallery, you'll kind of see that. So she's kind of venturing out into this freelance thing where she's doing her own art, and so that's kind of new. She's spinning some of that stuff up on Instagram and doing these little shorts. By the way,
doing shorts about the process of each piece. That's it.
she taught me how to do shorts.
Yeah, so I had to teach him a few things.
I didn't even know how to do shorts on YouTube. I had no clue. So she's taught me some of that. And, I don't know. I mean, I'm learning one thing at a time. I'm old, and I love learning this new stuff. I love this new technology. I really do. But, man, it is a crazy world. And it's moving so fast.
Right.
I mean, it just really, really is. Let me see, going back. See, one thing I don't like about this, I can't see comments unless I turn comments on. So again, if you're just now joining us, please let us know where you are at and where you're located, where you're watching from. Frizz says he used our install video for the Sunrider soft top for a hard top, right? I'm glad that worked out. I'm sure, I'm sure I didn't cover it's been so long. I don't know how good it was, but I'm glad it helped nonetheless. There's a video that we have that I was really surprised that helped really a lot of people, and I'm getting comments on this one every single day, and it's the Christmas tree video.
Oh.
It's the one with the lights on the dash flickering on and off. I was very surprised that is a very common mistake on the Jeep Wranglers. I was very surprised, but that one there, I'm getting tons and tons and tons of comments on that. That's another one of our good videos, but that's nothing negative. I've never gotten any negative comments on that at all. Do you get to Big Ben much? Frizz asked. We just went.
Yeah.
We just went. We just got back this past winter. From Big Ben. I do have some footage. We just haven't had an opportunity to get that footage edited. But yeah, absolutely. We try to go every year, if not every other year. I love that place.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
A lot of great sites.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If you saw, and Shelby, you might remember this, at this just recent trip, I saw. Y'all believe this or not? A Tesla. A Tesla. And you know where I'm going when I say a Tesla in the middle of nowhere. There's not a lot of, gas is scarce, more or less electricity. But this guy was brilliant, y'all. This guy was brilliant. You know what he did? He turned around. He got down there, obviously. There's no way he was going to make it back home. There's no way. He ended up getting an RV campsite outside of Terlingua, Texas, and plugged his car into a campsite. Ingenious.
That's incredibly
That's
smart.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I got a picture of it. I posted it on Instagram. That was pretty cool. That was really cool. But yeah, we get out there once a year, if not every other year, for sure. It's just kind of our breakaway.
Yeah.
Let's see. Go for it.
Broken Nomad. I'm up to 400 amp hours of battery with 400 watts of solar on the roof, plus a few other goodies. Starlink arrives tomorrow, so
Nice.
The fun starts this week.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, there's at that rate, you're going to be golden no matter where you go.
Right.
You have to tell us what kind of fridge you're running. Tell us a little bit about your fridge. Everybody usually runs like an ARB or a Dometic or something like that, which I love those. I bought a cheap one. And y'all probably seen the video on it. I have the video out there. It's published. It's the Applical fridge. ALPI cool.
I think so.
I think so. Applical. But it works great. We've been using it all the time. Matter of fact, I leave it in my Jeep. I don't ever take it out. It stays in my Jeep all the time. And we love it so much so that I may be doing an accessory power setup in Bobby's Jeep and then taking it out and putting in her Jeep. The only thing is I don't know that I have to do the dual battery setup because we tested that fridge with one battery and that was fine. But I don't want to risk her in a situation where she's not going to be able to start her car. You know what I mean? So I may do a dual battery setup in that. And it will definitely be Genesis off-road if we do it, for sure. So Broken Nomad is running an ARB 50-liter fridge, but getting a stand-up dorm fridge. Well, you'll be able to do that with your setup. I mean, you got enough power, you'll be golden, right? But yeah, the most run the ARBs or the Dometic. It's not that I'm against them. I honestly, it's all about numbers. I don't know. I just wanted to test a cheap one, and I did, and it still works. Hopefully that makes sense. I mean, just me being honest, right? I wanted a ARB or a Dometic for sure. And I forget, but one of them, if it's not Dometic, I think it is Dometic. They actually make a drawer fridge that's like a little drawer. I would definitely like at some point, because we're going to modify the rig eventually. Yeah, the rig being the Venturist, y'all have probably seen it and how we have it set up. If you haven't, definitely go check out that video. We have an entire playlist dedicated to our Venturist. And the slide-out galley and all that. Well, eventually, and for those that aren't watching, I'm pointing to Shelby. Eventually, she's going to have her own life, and she's not going to be able to hang around with mom and pops anymore. So we're probably going to redesign that so that we have more space for what Bobby and I can use. And
Odie?
So and Odie. We do still have Odie. I don't know if y'all know who Odie is, but
he's put him on top of the...
He's our dog. He's actually right here in the studio with us today. He's just sleeping. He's very old, so he sleeps a lot.
Yeah, he's getting there.
He's something else. So let's see. You're looking at the Dometic 12-volt for the new setup. Nothing wrong with ARB, but it takes up space the wrong way. Yeah, I get that. That's another thing, is like when you're dealing with these areas that you want to put this stuff, you are limited with fridges in the space that you actually have. I ended up leaving my fridge in the Jeep. I didn't put it in my rig, primarily because I didn't want to take up any more space in the rig. We needed every bit of that space. That Venturist is 6 foot by 8 foot, y'all, for those that don't know. The inside is 6 foot by 8 foot, so we had to make a comfortable space for three adults practically to sleep comfortably. And if you go back and see the video, there's a bunk that Shelby sleeps on, and eventually her toes will have to go out the window because
they're starting to press against the windows.
Yeah, so I'm worried that she's gonna knock a window out. But yeah, I mean, so that's kind of how we do ours. So definitely check out the video if you haven't already. I love my Venturist. I love the awning. We have the 270-degree batwing awning on there from 23-0. Phenomenal. That thing, we need to do a whole video talking about this.
Yeah.
We do. Because we went on the Hobbs trip, and we were in nothing but tornadoes, hailstorms like you wouldn't believe, by the way. And I mean hailstorms. So much. Look, guys, I will make this short. So much so that I asked my wife to get in the camper and hunker down, not to come out, because I was more worried about that very expensive awning that I had on there. It was scary. Excuse me. It was really scary. The awning held up just fine. So did the Venturist. I was very pleased. Tornado, hailstorms, you name it. It did just fine.
Yeah.
So we need to do a video on that and talk more about that. And maybe we'll do that with live, where you guys can pop in and ask any comments or questions that you might have about that particular thing. I didn't jump in with a full-fledged topic today. I mainly just wanted to jump in to catch up with everybody, and then, of course, test some equipment. And then Shelby says, well, I'll join you, Dad. And I'm like, I got 15 minutes to rearrange this studio. So the good thing is it panned out pretty well for the most part. Hopefully you're coming across well. It doesn't look like we're dropping any frames. We've dropped one frame. So we're pushing probably about 28 frames per second right now versus 30. So storage space is a premium. It always is. It always is. Man, I'll tell you, if my rule when you're doing something like this is if you cannot make it a multi-tool, like a transformer, if it can't be a multi-tool, it needs to go. It just needs to go. I like reusable tools in the arsenal. They take up a lot less space. I do love the Molly kits. We used to make those and manufacture those here at Bubba's Garage .tv. We don't do them anymore. There was too much labor and I couldn't compete. That's something else we need to talk about one day. Because look, Bobby and her team work hard doing what they're doing. And I can't compete with Chinese prices. And nothing against them, nothing against China. I mean, it is what it is, but I can't compete with the prices. I just can't. Our company does not, there is no profit. Everybody thinks that, you own a company, it's all about profit. No. Our company, its whole goal is to put people in jobs. As long as it pays the people to do the job, that's all it needs to do. Yeah. That's it. Mm-hmm. We would have to rack our prices up. So we quit making those. But I swear by the Molly kit that I have in the Jeep because it helps store a lot of that little stuff, not cameras, flashlights, things like that, USB power cords, and an extra drink holder. Yeah. But we're getting close to the top of the hour, guys. I want to say thank you all so much for joining us. It was really nice catching up. We're going to leave this video out there for you guys and for others to jump in, especially those that might be listening on the podcast or something like that want to come back and watch it back on video, and say hi to Shelby because she'll probably be joining me from time to time. Yeah. I just don't like doing anything by myself. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
That's why I joined you.
But, I like to include everybody as much as possible. And she wanted to jump in. So yeah. I want to also say that, and this is the same. And, Kevin, we need to catch up sometime for sure. But if you'd like to be a guest or have a topic that you would like for us to cover in one of these shows, please reach out at bubbasgarage.tv. We'd love to hear from you. Yeah. And like I said, Kevin, I got your contact info. I'll reach out. Maybe we'll do a follow-up to that video and see where things are at with some of those things that you were talking about in that episode. And that's another thing. If you guys are, just now joining us, what we're talking about is episode 14 of the podcast where Kevin joined us and we talked about first aid kits and things like that. It was a really good episode. And most important, it was about things that you wouldn't really think of. And guys, I talk to my team every day, and I've brought this topic up to them in the past. And I don't mean like yesterday, but I also don't mean a year ago. I bring it up constantly because it's really good information. You don't think about it until that moment when things hit the fan and you got to go to it and you got to deal with it. So go check that episode out. It's episode 14 of our podcast. You can get our podcast on, I don't know what you can get it on. I know it's on Google. I don't know if it's on Apple yet. I think we stopped that. Maybe Spotify. I don't know. I have to go check. But you could also check it out. It's on bubbasgarage.tv as well. But I know it's definitely on Google, definitely on YouTube. And these live streams are also on Facebook as well. So, again, if you have a topic or anything like that, definitely reach out at bubbasgarage.tv. And last thing I want to leave you with, if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. Check out our YouTube channel, subscribe. We had a lot of content there, some old school vlog stuff. I mean, guys, here we are. Shelby's graduating. When we started our whole journey on YouTube, she was a little fart.
Oh,
she was a little bitty fart.
Yeah.
And she came a long way. I mean, she can start a fire from scratch with her knife and do a really good job at it. So I'm proud of her. It didn't turn into her forte. She doesn't care for that as much as I do, being proud of the fact that she could do that.
I'm proud of that.
Well,
I'm
maybe
proud
she
of
is.
that.
Maybe she did learn something from me after all, But art is her thing, and I respect that, and I love it. She does a phenomenal job. If you're interested in art or know anybody that's interested in art, definitely reach out on her website. She has an entire gallery out there, or better yet, if you got something that you might want created.
As you can check that out on Instagram at Doodle Pickle Studios.
Doodle Pickle Studios?
Yep.
Is that what it is? Doodle Pickle Studios. Yeah, so there you go. Check that out. She does little shorts of her art. So, guys, it's been a pleasure chatting with you all. We're going to cut this one short, and then I'm going to put the studio back together, but I will have it better next time. That is for sure. Broken Nomad says to give you a call. I do have your number, actually. That is true. I'll give you a call. Can you give you some quick things to do to prep for the weather stuff as well? Oh, that's a good one.
Wow.
Because I learned that lesson from that tornado. I am ill prepared, and I know I need to do better at that. So that's a great topic, too. So, guys, thanks again so much for joining us here today. We are going to call this one done did. You got any last words you want to say?
No.
All right. Doodle Pickle Studios?
On Instagram at Doodle Pickle Studios. _ between each word.
Oh, my goodness. Y'all remember that one. Thanks so much for joining us here today, guys. Y'all have a blessed day.
Yeah, boats are cool, but Jeeps are better. Well, I ain't rich, but I damn sure wanna be. Just empty every pocket is a term that works for me. I wish I had a custom Jeep that I named Bucket, and I was sitting on some rocks with some Tress and gussets. I know everyone says the money can't buy happiness, but it can buy me a Jeep. It can buy me a four-wheel drive. It can buy me a Terraflex lift, long arm, take some big mud tires. Yeah, I know what they say, money can't buy everything. It's plain to see that it could buy me a Jeep. They call us redneck, white trash, and blue collar. We could change all that if we had a couple $1 million. And I keep hearing that Hummers on the rhythm all evil, and you can't pass the station with an eye in your needle. I'm sure that's probably true, but owning a Hummer ain't never cool when you can buy you a Jeep. You can buy you a four-wheel drive. You can buy you a Terraflex lift, long arm, take some big mud tires. Yeah, I know what they say, money can't buy everything. It's plain to see that it could buy you a Jeep to wheel down in a holler in some mud. I hear the Powerball lotto is sitting at 100 mil. Well, that could buy me a new set of tires and wheels. It can buy me a Jeep. It can buy me a four-wheel drive. It can buy me a Terraflex lift, long arms, and some big mud tires. Yeah, I know what they say, money can't buy everything. It's plain to see. It can buy me a Jeep. Yeah, I know what they say, money can't buy everything. It's plain to see that it can buy me a Jeep.